if you have not been taking the Creator seriously before in your life, it is a warning from me to you that from the 2024 ending and beginning of 2025, throughout 2025, to the end of 2025, even to 2026, you have to reconsider your stand and get serious with your Creator, so that whatever happens, you will not lose out, and you shall not lose out. If Satan is on earth already and the Creator did not make himself known, life will have been miserable, people. You can be sure of that. He has this consciousness that the availability of Satan on earth is not good for human being. Most time, when you look at the way the Creator functions, you will think he's forcing himself on human being. Most times, if you see the way he functions, you will think he's forcing himself on human being. But I can tell you, it is not in his attitude to force himself on any creatures. He only wants you to be aware of what is going on, and then you take decision. In case your decision is that you need help, then it will be available to help. Sometimes you misbehave when you don't want to misbehave because you are stressed. It's very important for you to know that madness starts from stress. You may have reason to say, I don't have this, I don't have that. Because I don't have this, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Yes? And then you go into the mood of depression that also lead to mental case. When you are depressed. That's why the heavens advise you, do not forsake the garden of Eden. Things are about to go wrong, and it must not be allowed. By the time we started saying these things are a little bit mild. But I keep telling you, bad days are coming, and you think, some people think it's a joke. I don't know when I had ever cracked such a joke before. Since you know, you get to know me. And now, you see the way the situation is going on in the world, my friend, is not going to come down. Because end time is close. All you need to do, no matter how tough the earth is, beg the heaven to make you tougher. In fact, this is the most dangerous time to die. Most dangerous time to die. Most dangerous time to die. This is the time that righteousness is scarce. Where people survive by the fittest. Where people survive by doing anything. My friend, this is not a good time to die. Tell somebody like that. This is not a good time to die. You remember there was a time I told you between a particular year and a particular year, anybody that dies is going to hell. I remember I said it before. Because in the realm of the spiritual, there are activities there. They have their own administration. There are, at a particular time, there are some things that should not happen. And if they do happen, the consequence is not good. When Timothy is saying that perilous time shall come, this is the perilous time, my friend. Now, what is the meaning of? I told you about perilous. What is the meaning of perilous time? Perishable time. At the time where anything can perish. My friend, no matter how bitter, no matter how dangerous, no matter how the inconveniences you are suffering, don't wish to die. Because you don't know what it means to die. For now, you only know what it means to be alive. Because there is a parallel line between the living and the dead. I keep saying it. So many preachers don't know it. I've listened to a lot of preachers since I got converted. Sometimes what some of them say, I don't understand. I try to compare what they are saying with the Bible. I try to compare what they are saying with Jesus Christ. I try to compare, and even with the God they mention, I can't. There's nothing that is adding up. And it was like, how did these people get to know? How on earth did they get to a stage whereby they have to talk about God to human beings that need so much help? And we have reached a stage whereby pastors, leaders of churches, bishop, or whatever title, very bad stage that they have colonized Christianity. They have colonized the Bible. They have colonized anything church. As far as they are concerned, nobody can know beyond what they have known. That is the language of the pride. Because the scripture says we know in part and we prophesy in part. If you have not seen somebody else's father's farm before, you will say your father's farm is the biggest. I prefer, despite your mistakes, inadequacies, inabilities, and some of these inadequacies, so to some of you are not intentional. It's just because of the situation you find yourself, and that is how I look at it. I don't want to look at it as intentional, because that is not going to be a good story. As a result of despite your mistakes, your error, your inadequacies, that for me is neither here or there. My own duty is to keep you alive for the next stage of your life that may end up becoming a blessing to yourself and to somebody else around. And that is my joy, that you remain alive for yourself, your family, and including humanity. Who knows what heaven is going to use you for? But if you are just terminated like that, humanity have lost something. Yes, my friend, I don't care if you find yourself in a place you are not wanted. If you find your place where you are not wanted, be a star, so nobody can deny who you are. Succeed, survive, prevail, excel, and intimidate people that are bullying you. The council of the ministry told us, when you are hated, notice me is allowed. The time you are going to be patching in life will never come. If by any means you are going to patch in life, that is your own wilderness experience. But my friend, it is not going to last for a long time. It is called an experience, and an experience is good for you. During the time of your own experience, learn, and learn very well. Don't think that something has forgotten you. Don't think that the Creator has forgotten you. Learn very well. Because when wilderness experience goes away, you will need it when things are well with you. A lot of things to learn. You learn to be tough in the wilderness experience. So, by the time it is well with you, you have already learned to be tough. So, to succeed and maintain yourself in success will be very easy. Because you have learned to be tough. That was let loose. I mean, the forces that was let loose. The forces of 390 secrets occult of the universal control. I make nonsense expose them everywhere without fear. The forces of Islam and the Sahabas and the Fatawas. The forces of the Ulemas. The forces of the Islamic Ummah. That I never talk against them in hiding places. I speak against them with a microphone. Sometimes standing on a restaurant, very high, something made, a stage made of wood, very high, far above the crowd. So if anybody targets me with a gun, he gets me. I told you when I went to Kogi State, okay, to be precise, when they sent thunder. What about Burkina Faso in Ouagadougou? But the witches that control Ouagadougou told me the Jugun land Ouagadougou. I don't know what that means. Maybe one of these elementals is so proud because he had held people captive in Ouagadougou for such a long time. Just like what they told us in Oron, if anybody speak against Olumba, you come there and speak against witches, you will move out from that place naked. I said, let's find out. I am going to move out of Oron naked. You are telling me not to talk against witches? That's an embarrassment. That is the first time I think this first or second time I ever experienced me jumping down from the stage. I mean, I refuse to follow the staircase. I jump like this, be blind on the ground. I want to face them face to face. Witches enter crusade ground in procession, black clothes with a candle like this, coming, moving in the midst of crowd. I jump down from the aggressively. They disappeared. You first stay there. Ubondo, they call them bingo. You know, from my conversion to this date, I was very daring. I never hide it, who I am and what the heavens has made me. Because that's the only thing I have. I have lost all for the sake of salvation. The present Bible we are using has been burnt before. And that it was some pieces they were able to gather together that they were able to make what we have right now. How do we know the information that was burnt before? How do we know? And that is where encounter, or the act of encounter, and then the power of revelation and the strength of experience came to bear. Now listen to me. Everything you have heard me say about the spirit of the dead, it is not by revelation. No. Everything I know about the spirit of the dead is by experience. As a result of occultism I was born into, that I practice. And when I was delivered from that practice. So if I am going to expose, I will expose the practice. So I am the first vulnerable to be attacked right now. But 32 years, they have not been able to attack me. And I have dangerously exposed them. I have even put it in writing. That is all over the world. That the whole world have seen what some people practice in the secret. Writing. I wrote, who is Allah? The personality of Allah. If you like, get the information, go and throw it away. That was what Madam Spring said in Aladima. I traveled to Niger Republic after making their church to grow big. Crowd everywhere. Behind me, they called the whole congregation that they should bring all their notebook to be burnt and deliverance will be conducted. And the council of the village told me, in Niger Republic, let me show you the people you are sweating for. I saw everything, I heard everything, I saw all the faces in that meeting. For the first time, you should tell yourself, yeah, I have seen somebody who met Christ. This one, he didn't depend on anybody. He doesn't ask anybody for anything. He spent his life 32 years without asking nothing from anybody. He bombarded everybody. That is enough for people to be scared away. Still is up there. And they are telling me in PFM, your success, Bishop, speak for you. I don't even know whether I have succeeded. But I know I have scatterground somewhere. I have scatterground. So my impact, get this, my impact in Christianity is not a thing you can push aside anymore. Those days we went to attack witches in Ibadan. All witches exposed. In this crusade, a prince from the royal palace of Ibadan was in that crusade. That testify to this ancient story I talked about, the origin of Ibadan. And did not wonder how I know it. Oh, how I know it? You are asking the council of the meeting how you know stuff? You are asking a being before becoming human being how he knows stuff? Are you thinking at all? Let me warn you that Bapoli does not expire in any generation except when the end of the earth comes. Yeah, it's a spirit. Spirit don't get old. They don't get tired. They don't eat. They are renewed every moment. They have the strength. They have the courage. They have the audacity to confront, confuse the environment if they want. They do whatever they like, especially in the midst of the ignorant. And when they find out that somebody knows about them, they begin to avoid you. The way they avoid me, I want them to begin to avoid you from this moment.